Shalom, everyone. This is Sade coming to you today in regards to just a little discussion regarding what's going on in West Africa. We know that they're talking about invading Niger, and we know that the reason France want to invade Niger and the other surrounding countries in West Africa and Central Africa is basically for minerals and resources. They basically really do not care about reinstating the president. It has nothing to do with them restating the president, but it has everything to do with just resources, just greed. So I'm just calling everyone to, just getting on here, asking everyone to pray for Africa and pray for their liberation, their separation, to be liberated from oppression. We here in the United States also need to be liberated as well. So we also need to separate. I think that's the only way we're going to have peace because the masses want to keep us to the ground with their foot on our necks, and they do not want us to rise because every time we try to better ourselves, they always come along to sabotage it. Is what they do. They do not want us to rise. Because they're afraid if we do, we're going to do what they did to our ancestors and doing to us today. And to be honest, I often wonder, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt that they have a heart to change, but the more I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, the more they prove me wrong, that they just have a heart of wickedness. And I'm beginning to believe that they were destined and preordained to be who they are, to play a part in this whole world play that the Most High God has to hand over, and He's the one pulling the strings because He says in Isaiah that He's the potter with the clay. So He pulls the strings and He's the one in control. There's a scripture He says, I create evil and I create good. I heal and I wound. I Yahuwah, I'm just paraphrasing. I Yahuwah does all these things. So that means there's nothing on earth that He does not have His hand in. And there's nothing happen on earth that He has already preordained to happen. So I believe, this is my belief based on the way I understand the scripture. Some people say, well, you cannot be preordained, but then that's saying that God don't know the beginning from the end, and He does. He knows the beginning from the end. Now, I didn't bring any scriptures with me. I'm good with, whenever I talk about the word, I do bring scriptures. So I just thought I'd just come on for a couple of minutes and kind of like vent because there's just so much wickedness going on. It's like the whole world is anti-black, and no matter what we do, they just won't leave us alone. They say pull yourself up by your bootstrap, and when we try to do that, they put us down. They put their foot on us. So we're trying to pull ourselves at the bootstrap, and they got their boots on us. So, but it's a time to be rejoiced because we know that the Most High said, when we see these things, look up because your redemption draweth near. And I just want our brothers and sisters to be encouraged. Don't give up on the Most High. I know the times are hard. They're going to get worse. So my thing is, I always say, Father, give me, the strength and the will to live today for you, this moment. I try not to worry about the next hour, the next day, the next year. Just I try to live and obey Him in the moment and ask Him to give me the strength every morning and even throughout the day. I talk to Him throughout the day because I need that. In fact, I was driving to go get some groceries, and this young lady was in front of me, and she was trying her best to try to, cause me to run in back behind her, and that would have been an automatic fault for me. So I started speeding up, trying to get away from everything, and I almost wrecked. I almost ran into someone, and it was nothing but the Most High that held me because when I swirled over to get in the left lane, all of a sudden my car just swooped to the right, and all I can say is, Father, thank you so much. So even when we don't know what's coming, He does, and He's always there to protect us. But He allows us to see it, so we know that You don't act in a moment when you're have in hot passion or whatever. You don't react to and with without thinking, without praying, without thinking. So I said, Father, help me to be able to analyze before I react. Help me and remind me to call on you so you can give me that strength to analyze, be objective. Analyze it first. Don't assume, don't guess, but just at that moment, analyze. If you got that time to analyze it before you react because it makes a big difference between life and death sometime, I believe. So, it's just times are getting harder and harder. We know that. But this is a time to stay close to the Most High. This is a time to continue to be encouraged by in His Word and know that He is just and true in all that He does. And I try to remember that too when I'm having a hard time. I'm like, Father, I know you won't put no more on me than I can bear. So I ask you to give me that strength, help me to continue to trust you and lean upon you even into the bitter end until I take my last breath. Help me to love you. That's my greatest prayer, that I would love Him into the bitter end, that I would strive to be obedient until the bitter end. Because we have nothing else. There's absolutely nothing else out there for us but the Most High. So again, I thought I'd get on here for a couple of minutes and kind of just share a little experience I had today, and the most I had to remind me. In fact, I was walking yesterday, and it's just so much, like I say, anti-hate that's going on. When I'm taking just a natural walk, I have and always white female or Asian female always trying to antagonize me. It's something they try to do, try to bump into me, try to get in my way so I don't get by. I'm like, wow, what is it about these people? So when I start taking after that, when I started taking my walk, like I was going to take it today, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to just assume that the person, just because they're white or Asian, is going to try to start some trouble, or come after me for no reason. So the Lord told me that don't do that. You have to first give that person a chance to see if it's going to happen. Don't assume it's going to happen, because all I'm doing is just making it worse for my health, getting all roused up for no reason. So that's something I'm asking Him to help me with. That help me to not just assume that someone is going to react towards me because of the color of my skin or the way I look, but give them that opportunity first to react. Then I can make my stand thin. So, anyways, I just thought I'd just put that there for just to tell you all that stay encouraged and talk to the Most High. I talked to Him all through the day, all day, cried to Him. So again, be encouraged, Israel, and just continue to keep His commandments and statutes, and ask for His wisdom, His knowledge, and His understanding, because He tells us that it's He who do His will that has a good understanding of His word. So in order for Him to bless you with His wisdom, understanding, knowledge, you must be obedient to His commandments and His statutes. There's no way any of us going to get into the kingdom without being obedient to His word. Because this is my thing. You have some Christians say, "Well, we're not going to be perfect until we enter the kingdom." Well, you can't get into the kingdom if you're not keeping if you're not keeping His commandments. And then at the very end of the book, it says that Yahshua said He's coming back for people that keep the commandments, have the testimony of Jesus Christ. So that means that you got to be keeping some kind of laws if He's going to be part of the kingdom. So the bottom line, you're not going to get it. You're not keeping it now. You're not going to get in the kingdom. You're not going to make it there. Bottom line, everything is about His commandments. His commandments, the commandments, is the Most High Yah's character. That's who He is. So how can you take away the commandments? You take away and try to strip Him of His character, and He ain't going to allow that. So, anyways, again, be encouraged, you all, and I say shalom and have a blessed evening.